All right. Welcome. S&I am Chaos right here. Welcome to another interesting stream. But before I go in on the subject, if you be so kindly to subscribe to Chaos Rain channel, once you hit the subscribe button, there will be a bell button where you hit the top of the bell to know if any uploads or notifications that I go live or upload a stream on Chaos Rain channel. Also, if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. I've not been very active on Twitter like I should be. I created because, to have some form of interaction possibly. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it moving forward, but nonetheless, I will utilize it the best of my ability. I think one thing with Twitter, because they expanded the characters of words you could put into it, is made it more appealing for the consumer. I think it should go back to the less than, 25 characters? I forgot how many characters it is in regards to express the thought. But it might have to go back to it, because I think when people write full paragraphs, even if it doesn't sound coherent or it could be spelling wrong, wherever the dialect you use, it needs to go back to short, straight to the point tweets. I think the president, Mr. Donald Trump, used Twitter very well to put his thoughts and opinions through that social media. But like I said, people make use of Twitter. I don't see nothing really special about it, but what I know. But if you know how to use it to the best of your ability. Let me do a few things before I start. All right. Let's take a look and check some things. Okay, we could begin. So how should I start this off? Well, this is dealing with dating out. Is it really the solution for men? But since I'm a brother, I could probably deal with my perspective. If you think about it, the average American woman today, and that's the average, feels too entitled to a lot of things. What I mean by this? Besides, one of the things they feel like they're entitled to a man. That means that because they are a woman, hear me roar, and they got what we call a pussy, they're free range titled to any man that they can grab and snatch or track. Particularly, they will prefer a man that is of higher stature, mostly in the realms of the money aspect. He makes plenty of money, or what we like to call a lot of money. And that's cool. It's nice. But let's go further. If you notice, one of the few things that's known for this country, and most people notice, is that in America, they are entitled to not only to get the what we call the best of the best men, but also entitled to your bank account. If you notice, I remember there was a video being circulated through an old show from Mr. Harvey in regards a particular woman with a list of demands. And her demands are so outrageous. I look at it very funny. You know what I'm saying? Which man of any means is going to support that? Now I could probably play it if I could find it. Maybe I should find it. But if you're not familiar with what I'm saying, that this stream that Steve Harvey did, and I think she's a Caucasoid. She wanted to attract and get that top tier man. And her list, because I guess she does bakery. She feels because she makes money that she's entitled to a lot of things. And what's good, Mr. Moss? She's entitled to not only that man's time, but his bank account. Now, for most men that is doing well for themselves, making good money, either high earning or middle earning, that he's a man that, depending on his direction and purpose, he wants to get the best for his own preservation and for his own likeness as a male man on his journey. And here in the West, we call America, depending how he moves, his journey could be either facilitate to further his growth or keep him stagnated. If you notice, stagnation is one of the problems we have in this community. There are many brothers, black men particularly, have lots of talent, are good at things, right? They're good at coding, building, even constructing or creating things with their hands, engineering. And one of the few things that will prohibit or stifle his growth is being around a wrong set of women or a certain set of women. And because of this, you hear too many stories from a lot of brothers, some that possibly could be avoided, but nonetheless, it happens, that some of them got burnt by what they want to call, quote unquote, a bad chick, or just a regular chick that looked like she wasn't bad, but her intentions were never clear from the start. So, like any man, they trot on and go into the deep fire. Now, I'm not saying this is a smart or good thing for any man to do, but like men, we take mostly a lot of risk. And with rewards, there is no guarantee rewards with the risk we take. But like any species, you have to try something different. And most men that's trying to track that opposite sex and try to pick the right woman or the right chick for them on their path and journey can be tricky here in this Western hemisphere. Not saying it's impossible, but it's very challenging. And it is so challenging that a lot of males today will get burned if they are not careful in any choice they make. Now, not saying that most women won't flake on you, brothers, or do anything that could jeopardize what you're trying to accomplish. Not say that don't exist, but the risk is pretty high in America. I think one of the few things that a lot of brothers complain about, and to be honest with you, I hear a lot of stories about child support, and they're not really good stories from some of the dudes that pay child support for the children that either is theirs or not. To find that a system like we live in is more catered to demolish and destroy function families and to make the men or prohibit male growth. So you have a pool of actual men in your communities. Y'all know what I'm talking about. These school systems promote feminine rhetoric teachings to the boys. They train set of students to operate and function like girls. As you know, young boys of any gender, but let's say black boys, get treated the most worstly because they are exhibiting their masculine energy in front of their female teacher counterparts, which are mostly non-black. And like any combatant, the teacher uses her methods in certain wits and cunning schemes to pipe down the developments of young black boys. What's good, Anthony Taylor? Everything good, brother? And I'm probably gonna share a link depending if y'all guys want to come up. But so my thinking is this: that with all the complaints that a lot of dudes deal with out here, I feel y'all. I truly do feel y'all. I haven't really experienced too much like that yet, but I know the challenges already. I think one of the few things that a man has to be aware of out here in this environment is that, you know, if you're dating the average ADOS woman, you know what you're going to be expecting. Now, if you're a high tier man and you want, let's say, sex from the ADOS woman, you're going to have to play those kind games on the average. Sometimes being direct and mode one, like Alex Curry states, won't get you what you want. And usually, if the end game is between her legs, you're going to start playing some games. Now, a lot of people are going to not like what I just said, saying playing games, but, you know, when you look at what's all that's being inflicted upon the male species here in the West America, do you really have to blame the males to really play the same games that the women are playing? Do we really have to really say that? Because a lot of women feels that they could play even better games than the males and think that they're winning out here. And maybe you are winning something, but at the end of the day, you might win the battle, but you will lose the war, boo-boo. Yeah. You lose the war pretty badly. And like any intellectual man, like most men will know that men play for keeps. They don't play for short-term loss. That's why you look at when Mr. Samuels have these conversations with a lot of women that call into his stream. He has revealed that a lot of non-white women, black women particularly, that they don't really have serious foresight. Now, y'all know other YouTubers that I think is it one female, I don't know, said they display about the complaints about how men don't use foresight. It makes me want, when women like that express that, I always ask, which women you talking about? Which men are you talking about that don't express foresight? Because a lot of dudes, they just don't get into things because it makes them feel good. They get into things that would make sense and logic down the line. What I mean by this, you know that a lot of brothers on the average, don't don't really go to college en mass like that to get into a whole bunch of debt. And the people that do go into it, they know the cost benefits, the cost analysis, the tolerance level, or how much they're going to accumulate. They just don't go in there just to go in there blind on the average. Now, not saying that most males go to college, they're not getting no debt. Not saying that. But if you hear me out, that the debt is such more greater that it can't outweigh the rewards going into it. And I know it's why a lot of women are going to school, because school in the 20th and now 21st century is what we call a cushion, a safety mat for the possibilities of things will go bad. But there's no such thing as security or safety at the end of the day. You know that when a lot of people that think like that, I mean, they're already lost already. And I feel most women that don't always think about the safety or secure aspects just by that alone, if they're going into a 4-year university, they're going to have to really sit down and talk to people that will sit them down and then have them draw out a decent plan. But like I said, we make decisions. But let's shift gears here. Let me just take a look, see if anybody wrote something. Yeah, and you're right, Mr. Anthony. Without their purpose, they will not demonstrate foresight. And I think what's wrong with a lot of young black males, they're not on their path where they need to be because they're not around enough male structure. Lack of male structure will develop that. I remember when what's his name, Roger, had a conversation about the kids, and that if the woman decides to use the state against you in regards how you deal with your own kids, then by default she is considered enemy of the state or enemy to you. Which I don't disagree with that, because the whole purpose of just having a kid, you have to have some form of family in place. And if you're a woman in this country, feel it's better to sit there, get some resource than nothing, and instead of playing your role, being good either baby mama or wifey, then you're causing mischief and dysfunction already into the relationship you and him have. And I just don't like that. I just don't approve that. And at the end of the day, your child lost through your decision making. I'm saying this, that when it comes to men are simple. And I feel, well, a lot of women today, they don't want to be they don't want to keep it a way where you don't have to do much to hold on and keep a man. But I'll tell you one thing, you sure will do a lot to lose him, just like a snap of a finger. One of the few things I would say in regards to this the dating out aspect, that it is real out here. More and more men are going to be dating out. Now, my hopes that they're going to date out and find more nice smelling women, either from the Caribbean or the continent overall, or some mixed women outside America, who knows. But this environment makes it easier for a lot of brothers to date out and make them weigh their options very well. It's funny. I remember when it was like a little short little interview on their channel, and I would say this woman has the audacity to question, I guess, a black man of why he choose to date out, all that, and trying to bring the logic to him. I think trying to convince him that he's not getting nothing no better or anything better over the other side, which, if it's a non-black woman, it's possible. But to give the logic in regards why he feels and decides to date out, not giving no tangible logic, besides saying there might be something wrong, something will happen to him, I don't think that's a good excuse or any good evidence to convince any man that they should not really explore the options. Men deal with less resistance, ladies, especially men that are very much productive. If he had to choose between having peace or war within his own household, he will quickly abandon and go left and choose peace before anything else. Yeah. Because no man should not come to his own home or anything that he pays for, if he's paying 70 or 100% of everything, to an environment that does not respect him. But you know how the West, we call America, makes the atmosphere a way where the black man is always going to be looked at as less than and be disrespected. One of the things also that I never brought up, the nice benefits of dating out. If you think about it, a lot of these other, I guess, non-ADOS women, they do have some form of culture and norms that they keep intact, that they operate amongst their own peers in their environment. What I mean by this, some women subject themselves to what they call Christianity. And I'm not talking about this Western Christianity we hear or what we see here in America. We're talking about the actual Christianity. Now, a lot of people say actual. There's no actual Christian. There's Christianity. It's Christianity. Yes, it is. But it's different outside America. See, people outside America, depending if they can read, they study that book. They read a book from left to right, front and back. They deal with the word and carry on and act in it. Mostly certain parts where, there's a heavily Christian influence from South America, I think some from Brazil, certain islands from Caribbean, I think it was Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica, I believe, and certain parts of Africa. Those are the areas that carry on the heavy bulk of the culture, that Christianity roams rampant. So a whole lot of non-ADOS women are following that religion and is carrying out the acts. Some don't really talk back too much to their group of men in those cultures in the parts of the islands or parts of other continents outside America. One of the few things why that is because there is what they call reward and punishment. That's one of the main reasons why. But really, truly, they know that a society can't function well if the men are not able to fully exude their masculinity, their true masculinity. I mean, it's men got to act and move like men. And I say earlier in this stream that, men are simple, ladies. And, one of the biggest questions that a woman can never articulately answer when, the content creator, Mr. Samuels, asks, what do men want, ladies? Women, especially here in this country, they start to be well, actually they start to have the question marks pinned on their heads when that question is asked. They don't know what the answer is. What is what really, if you want to be honest, what men really want. And it makes them want to say, if you don't know what men want, how you as a woman can really give what men want. It does go hand in hand, unfortunately. And me as a man, I don't throw this question on women, but women need to start asking these questions and think critically on it. What does men really want? Because if you don't know the answer, then you will not understand why the men out of the high 30% that go to college go date out and marry other cultural women. I mean, that's you, boo-boo. You got to answer that question. Why do men date out? What is it for these men here in the West we call America to make them stay around, ladies? You have to answer. You have to ask this question personally. And if you cannot answer that, then how you see things will only confuse you. Like I said, men are simple, ladies. And if you look at most of the young dudes now that are Gen Zs, they're not even giving Black women the time of day now. So it tells you, because of your behaviors throughout the decades, it is now shown in its reflection to your boys. That now the boys don't want to interact with you. That's not surprising. And I should be surprised. I was shocked at first, but not surprised. Hello, entanglement. And I know why they do it and have a clear understand why they do it. Because there's nothing these women can really in the West offer to the average man, Black man today. Hell, they might give you some pussy, suck your dick, maybe say something to boost ego, but that's pretty much it. But I had to be honest and be fair, honest. That it's hard to complain about something that you don't have no understanding or answer what men want. Now, if we talk about other groups of men, and I'm not sure, to be honest with you, I could say it because I'm a man. I don't really focus on other groups of men. But let's say we entertain this question or this, that no matter how the society functions, you have to be honest, say, they are still operating and do what they need to do to get things done. And some women know what they need to do so that their men can function properly out in this environment. I think the most person that gets most hell is mostly brothers. Yeah, I'm convinced they are. And it's sad, but you have to understand, and it's like this. Dr. T.S. Johnson he teaches Black male studies, and in his own classroom, he says, if a person asks why are non-Black women coming into this classroom trying to learn some Black stuff, he asks these non-Black women, and they give the answer simple, because that they want to learn about these group of men. Now, mind you, when I heard that, I kind of got sighed and said, what? Now, but mind you, the European woman should know what men want, but I guess she cannot compete with her own man, so she going to have to fall on the wayside to some other group of men. I don't know. But the point is this, that normally with other groups of women, if they don't have an answer, what they do is they will take the time out their day to study, learn, figure out, how to attract that man. I mean, wow. It's like, really, that, if you're not able to do this, then, when we talk about the options part, yes, you could explore options as a woman. But the biggest question to ask, will you get the same results? And most race of people stick with their own, including us. Regardless what the numbers say, we still stick with our own. But it's going to be very hard to convince a set of young people today that is now touching their 20s to stick around. I mean, I want more Black people to stick around, to be honest with you. But I don't know. It's hard for me to see that because, this system has done a very much a good job in conditioning the minds of men and women to look at themselves as enemies and look at themselves as lesser than. Look at themselves as evil, the epitome of the devil itself. Now, the word devil, can be used loosely, but if you think about it, what else Black people see themselves as? If you don't see yourselves as that epitome of justice and good, you look at yourselves as the opposite. So throughout generation after generation, with the help of integration, now you see a set of people where, they now create a separation and entitlement. And I feel the young Black men that's coming up now, they're not playing this game no more. And to me as a man, I like to deal with solutions in regards to this, but it's hard for me to give an actual solution how to really to present to correct this. It's hard because, yes, Anthony said they do. And I feel some sisters, because of the average today in America, 80% of women are obese. That 8% is mostly non-white women, Black women, particularly in America. Descendants, ADOS, are very fat. And actually, to be honest with you, this is my thinking why a lot of them stay fat and don't want to change that, especially the overweight aspect, is because how they view their men. Because if you're a woman that's over the age of 20 and you are like 30 to 40 pounds overweight from your height, that is baby fat that can be hard to get rid of if you're not genetically gifted with a speedy metabolism to drop the weight at a more efficient rate. And here in America, the diet is very bad. It's so poor that if you're not careful as a man or woman, but let's say for the conversation, we're going to deal with women, that you will blow up and you will stay like that unless you do something. And another bad thing about it, a lot of men, or say a good portion of men, will screw anything, including big chicks. I don't want to say that, but as long as you as a male, or what they want to call the hobosexual, saying that you want to just sleep with anything, then these women are not going to go out the way to lose the weight, unfortunately. Because why should they? They're still getting the two things that's important that a woman yearns for: dick and attention. Without either one of them, they're going to operate like it's nothing. Um, yeah, I went to some gyms and I noticed a lot of the non-black women be in the gyms, particularly Caucasian women, are working out like it's no other. Yeah, they put in a lot of work, bro. They do. They definitely do. And the reason why they work out the way they do because they know the essence that because they don't have youth like that. So second best thing is to put in that time and energy in their bodies. Because they know said their men only like to see and are comfortable with a more thinner woman. Now, you gotta understand, well, entanglement, not all attention is good attention, but women thrive off attention. I remember Nicole Michelle said this best, and is one of many women that's teaching femininity to women, saying one of the few things a man could do to get certain things control of your woman or any woman that you're around is you don't give them the attention. And what's the one thing women thrive on? Dick and attention. Is one or the other. They prefer both, but they'll take one or the other if needed be. Because if they can't get the dick side, on the average and get it like that, like clockwork, the next second best thing is the attention part. I'm gonna drop the link here for those who want to respond and have their own take on certain things. I'm gonna drop the link now. Dick and attention is very important to a lot of women. And like I said, the weight problem, that's not gonna escape us. That's why when Miss Samuels said that if women took pride in their health a little bit more, that will help further their chances of trying to land the more better quality mate. But on the average, ladies, most dudes up here that's doing real good for themselves are not gonna be having fugly women on their arms. I mean, and I'm not talking about the celebrities, I'm talking about just in general. If you as a woman that's in business or corporate America and you go to a dining out, if you notice your male clients or your male employees at work, if you pay attention who they got on their arm, which they do, because a lot of them do marry, you look and you count out the amount of times in your finger, how many you see of women that are, let's say, very overweight or obese. We hoping to and Brandon L. We're hoping. But like I said, when women doesn't really better themselves, they're gonna take any man that's willing to give them the dick and attention, bro. So that's how it always winds down. Dick and attention. Um, but like I said, you count off your finger how many of your employees or whoever that you work with have big women around their arm. You don't see much of that. Now, for most brothers, for most women that shows the pictures of, a lot of black males with non-black women that are very obese, I say this again. Anytime you see a dude, whether he's doing good for himself or not doing too good for himself, rather his resources, finance, and all stuff, and you see him with a big woman of any caliber, whether black, white, Hispanic, or wherever, and she's very big, bigger than him, you have to conclude as a person, man or woman, that he's broke. Yes, I have to admit, it is broke. No man of any sense or any options should be entertaining a woman that is bigger than him, way more than him. You get the point? But like I said, all the other groups of women, the only reason why they entertain or try to go out and seek out black men is because they want that matriarchal feeling because they feel the men in this group, which is unfortunate, it is actually norm, that they will be more lenient, easier on them. because they don't have to do nothing. They won't demand nothing on the black man. That's no reason why a lot of these non-blacks will deal with black men, because they know saying a man that has his junk together ain't gonna put up with no shit. That means you can't come around with your heaviness, carry yourself a certain way, and think as so that you're going to get all the benefit treatments from a man that's doing what he should be doing, and go as far as even paying all the bills. He ain't gonna go. He ain't be down with that. No, he's not down with that shit. He will go around and fuck behind your back with the next woman next in line, and eventually will replace you. Let me see who wrote this. It's a good question. Let me see if Google is my friend, Taylor. I'm typing it now. I'm not sure if Google will tell me. Okay. Okay. It says here. Oh no, that's not it. It says it's Finland. I don't know why it says Finland is one of the only countries. I think it's in Europe. Finland has the most feminine women. That's not Caribbean islands. So let me type in Caribbean island. Okay. Let's check here. Oh wow. It says here, Anthony Taylor, it says Latin countries. It said here, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Brazil, Cuba, Colombia. This is like a dating site, so that's not a good representative. Let me go down. I think feminine is not a good word because they can't be specific with Google. All right, so let me check my chat room, see if anybody's wrote anything. I'm just going back and forth, guys. All right. Let's see the most beautiful women. Oh. Wow. Yeah, these are all advertisements. I don't think the search is being specific. The woman who has father me, Caribbean women's role in. Let me see if this is the one. No, that's a diary. That's not it. All right. Let's go back. Which Caribbean island has the most feminine women? Women. Let me say women. Okay, women. I'm looking now. Okay, that's not it. Women in the Caribbean, that's Wikipedia history. Nope. Dating Caribbean ladies, anything you should be aware of. Let's look at this part. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just going to do a quick Google search to find if Google help me. All right, let me see. All right. I ain't gonna check that one because that one's a dating site. Let me see if this one will help. Oh no, it's Latin women. I'm not sure, bro. So to give you the answer, I'm not sure. Mostly when you do a Google search, it'll say Latin countries. Um Normally for this stream, I mostly want to focus on more of the darker hue women. 'Cause, I love my women nice and black, that coffee color. But everybody has their own cup of tea. But anyway, as I'm looking down, but one thing separate aside from a lot of women than the ADOS is really and truly, if you think about it, women got attitude. We are all clear on this, right? But is how they deal with the attitude and how they carry on is always important. Most men, they could deal with certain attitude with certain women, and some dudes can't. But I tell you, there's one thing clear: women that are, that's not like ADOS, they could work with you a little bit. If you're able to do what you should be doing, they won't have give you too much hard time. One thing with America, if we want to be clear, is the roles have been changed. That if you're a man, you cannot act as a masculine man on the average here in this country. From what you're seeing, I think that's by design because there is more of a danger factor having boys become men, because men change things, men structure society, men are ones that start and push actual revolutionary change. So it's natural for them to sit there to tamp down the boys so they don't become men. So that way they can continue to exploit people, children and women. So if you think about it, all that's design. But like I said, most women that is not like ADOS from the Caribbean or from Africa, they will work with you if you're, a productive man on the average. They won't try to demean you less than some because they're very culturally structured to, unfortunately, deal with men. I think this is one of the biggest complaints a lot of men in many space said dealing with the ADOS woman because she's too combative. Now I heard a lot of dudes say that they could get the best out of the women here in this country, ADOS. You gotta do some things to get the best out of them, but overall, you gotta understand in their thinking and their logic, you as a man, you are here to serve them. And what I mean by serve them, I remember when Godzilla said this little stupid little troll thing, said that telling, and I'm gonna use his voice. Black men, stop fighting, stop resisting, accept your subjugation. You must submit your will to your queen. That stick on me. Now, mind you, he could have been trolling that day, but I just sit back and think hard, say, you know what? That's what the average woman in America thinks. That you are here meant to serve them. And they're bidding. You're supposed to serve in politics, in regards how you move, how you vote. You have to serve in regards to give them money on demand, no complaints, while they go around and possibly mess around behind your back. Because men, women cheat as much in the same ratio as men. But they do it much better than us, bros. And it's not always the physical fuck you have to concern about. She could be emotionally cheating you. She could be talking, cheating. She could be in what they call going on random multiple dates. You gotta understand, ladies, once you start giving your time and energy to other men, you cannot pair bond. It's impossible for you to pair bond when you're having different men that you're entertaining through social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also texting or any of these other electronic devices. you're doing all this just for what we call getting that dick and attention. As much as y'all don't want me to keep repeating this, but that's what it is. Dick and attention. That's what it is. So, but you know what I will do? Since a lot of women are not going to really notice this stream much, I'm going to do images to show you of beautiful women. We're going to start with the continent of Africa. So let's look at some wonderful eye candy, shall we? Let me see. We're going to do this. Yeah, we could start. I'm going to screen share. And y'all guys give me y'all take. And we're going to start with the women of the Africa continent. These are African women. And Lupita Nyong'o going down. I think this is a classic picture. Hope y'all can see. Another African woman. See? And really, I think they tell you what continent. I think someone could be Eritrea. This one like has too much makeup, possibly. I don't know. Scrolling down. Some women are jet black. See? Now, who said the black women that keep their skin clean and nice aren't beautiful? You out your mind. See? Beautiful women. See? Now, I know some brothers don't like some women that's too dark. I get it. I mean, nothing wrong with a woman that's very melanin rich. I think one of the few things that, if you listen to Mr. Samuel said, if you want to get the best out of your looks, especially if dark skinned ladies, make sure you use less moderate colors and give yourself more a glow, make your skin shiny, especially the darker you are. Skincare is essential. Okay. Let me go now. Looking around. See? And this is with African women. All right. So this is African women, as y'all can tell. I'll do one more picture. Find a good one. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Yeah, that's it. Now let me stop screen share. Let's try Caribbean women and see what search engine we get. Hold on. All right, Caribbean women. Now, if y'all know, Caribbean women are also labeled Latin American women as well. Could they label that as Caribbean women? Now, these are images of Caribbean women. Hold on. Let's see, where's the Caribbean women? Oh, okay. Share screen. Share. All right. Okay, these are the Caribbean women, or what they assume as Caribbean women. This woman, she's an actress. I didn't know she's. I think her mother or father could be from the Caribbean, but I think she has two mixed children. Who else? Um, no. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is not good. Google's not really being specific. I'm not sure what this is. This could be better. So let's go back up. Let's look. What's this? This is Trinidad. This is Trinidad woman. I think she's from. She could be from Cuba, possibly. They got some celebrities up here, but we don't care about that. Nicki Minaj, she can't bleach her skin, so she can't really, you know. Yeah. And who else? I mean, this could be better. Let me see if I can find something else because that doesn't look like a good representation. Let me see. Let me see if this is one's better. No, this isn't. Well, there's some cuties, but not impressed. Yeah. But it's funny. If I type in Latin American women, let's run this experiment. Latin American women. Let's see what pops up. Nope. Yeah, this is not even better either. Trust me, y'all don't want me sharing this because the picture not even any better. Yeah, I'm not impressed. They're showing some women that look old, fat. This is terrible. All right, let me switch to search engine, see if this will work. Nope. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna share the screen. Have y'all look at this. Getcha. Yeah, I like the dark skinned sisters too. Anthony. This is the last one because for some reason, Google's not being friendly today. All right. These are Latin women. Have you noticed that with when it comes to non-black women, they show more variety of pictures than the sisters? Have y'all noticed this, or is this just me? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This one was from South America. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not impressed. Google could do better. Yeah. But what I know. Google could do better. It could do better. But y'all get the point. Let me check if any other. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, like I said, 'cause I don't see people coming up. So, my conclusion is this: that with men over the age of 20 to 35, yeah, I noticed that too. It could be better, Anthony. But you know how the internet is. If you're not really specific with certain search engines, or if you give like a certain detail, it'll give you like 1,000 hits. And if you click on the first 5 clicks, all you're gonna give you is the same images. So Google could do better. But like I said, is dating out really the solution? As a man, I would say, depending on what you look for, if you get tired, then obviously you're going to probably find something different to see if the results are the same. But as me as a man, I mean, like I said, depending of the country in, you're gonna get the same quality woman. And I agree, it is the culture that really affects a lot of men, the Western men in America, why women act the way it is, especially with the laws that's put in place to hurt men overall. And it's gonna come down to a lot of men going to have to fight, and it's gonna take numbers to fight certain systematic issues that plague them in regards to women in their communities here in the West we call America. Because this system is really designed to keep and control and tamp down men in general. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Ace 3567. That's cool. Yeah. One thing with the Black Woman's God, that's been used loosely now today. Oh no, it's Elder. This is something that came to mind through other streams. So I decided to look and give my take on it. If you want to come up to get more clarity, because you're older than me, because you're more of the historian out of all this. That oh, could even
So
just more.
dating out is not the only a solution. It's a
Hmm.
reality. It's called
Yeah,
admixture.
I've noticed that now. With some of the younger dudes now.
Some
And
of them.
I mean, well. I'm just trying to be nice, BJs. I mean, a whole bunch of them. You see more every day. Depending where you're at, still, But if there's like a certain population where there's less of us and more of them, yeah, men are going to date out. It's that simple. There's
That's
no way
simple. So
about it.
so it doesn't have to be a solution to anything. Okay. The problem is, can black women keep black men from dating out or from dating other women?
I don't know.
So
The
that's the
the-
issue.
the- the only thing they can complain, but really you got to do something to really change the
That's
mind of men.
that's what I'm talking about. So is dating out the solution? If black women don't want to be better, I guess it is.
Hmm. Hmm. And the environment will hurt them more. But like I said, people move well when environment changes for the better.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they. Well, we'll see how fast they change. It may
Hmm.
not be. They may change, but it may not be fast enough.
Oh no, that you know how people move. People move. Our community, we move very slow. The only time we start to pick it up when we really have to.
Yeah. That's if everybody else doesn't compete. So is dating out? It's like it. I don't even know why it's a question in 2020.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is a solution.
Hmm.
It's a reality.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I got some dislikes for this. Yeah, we will
I don't
say,
know why.
hell no. Yeah, I think we know who it is.
That's that's the crowd you roll with. They're gonna dislike it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They're hoping that saying, why are you talking about is this a solution? Well, look at it, ladies. The men are doing it. Now you say you have options, which I don't disagree, but are you gonna be just as effective as men? And the answer is no. If
Mhm.
you're the same, then you're gonna be consistent throughout whatever you're doing. Just like when Mr. Samuels every night has shown it, you know. Even one complained about saying compete, like it's a
Yeah.
foreign word, and she was Dominican, so she was a black woman.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying, BJs, anytime women say compete, that's oh yeah, you a sister. Oh,
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So
damn.
they know it. Everybody else knows it. It's a reality, and the only thing that's keeping black men from dating out,
Mhm,
basically, is the broader society. And now they're trying to encourage black men to date out.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, the bright side don't really care at this point. They say, we're just going. If you can get them, get them.
Nah,
We're
look at
not
look
gonna
at
stop you.
look look at the commercials. Look at the TV shows. Look at the media.
Mhm.
What do you see? We see
Secret
black men.
inspiration.
We see black men with now. Is it mostly black women, or is it
No,
with
no,
other
non-black,
women? Yeah,
non-black. I don't really watch TV like that no more, to
yeah.
be honest. But if I
No,
go on if I search engine, it'll probably pop up more.
it'll pop up. Yeah, you don't watch TV. You watch
Mhm.
Netflix, Hulu, and a few other things, or even
Mhm.
commercials pop up on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
What do you
oh yeah,
see?
yeah. That's what I see. Yeah.
So I don't even know. I don't even know why it's a question in 2020. I don't even know
Mhm.
why it's going to be a question in 2021.
No, no, man. I doubt it's gonna be a question after this. Um, but at times going through the rhetoric, my little rant, I think I said my piece on it. What people do at this point, you're gonna have to compete. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
well,
way around. And the youth know, especially the boys, especially if non-black women have to go to school, to class to learn how to interact with the men in this community,
mhm.
boys, that tells you, the competition is real. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's fierce. Yeah,
It's fierce. And women don't understand this is blood sport 2.0, you
hmm
know? And if you're a woman, you feel said that just take me as I am and open my legs is just enough. Yeah, you
hmm
get some man to nut you, but that's pretty much it. But regardless, holding on to him, that's not
Well,
in detriment. You know what I'm saying? That's why,
eh,
when we talk about pump and dump, BGS, it's like, I have my views on, but really true, what more do you offer? I mean,
well, when men say pump and dump, well,
mhm,
pump and dump is just modern dating anyway on both sides. So black men think they're doing something that the women aren't doing. the
mhm,
women are doing the exact the women are doing the exact same thing that they're doing.
mhm.
So they say it's pump and dump, but the reason that they can pump and dump is because the women are going through guys just like they're going through women.
I was trying to find a study about in regards to the ratio between men and women that's cheating. I'm not sure if I'm finding my search engine properly to find that information, but I know it's now even now for
It's
the
pretty
last
much even.
it's even. And now it's even now with the help of technology now, it's definitely probably a little bit more on the women's side because now they have so many men in front of them that it's the pickings.
Well, really, technology, more women are getting caught. Women
Okay.
always cheated. They're getting caught now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before it's harder to catch. Well, because most men are tied to believing that their woman is faithful,
And that's a
so
lie.
they don't look.
Yeah.
But now and so all a woman had to be is discreet, and she wouldn't get caught. Now she's getting caught.
Hmm.
So now since they're going to get caught anyway, they go ahead and admit it. That's why it's going up. Women have always cheated. That's not. I mean,
Yeah.
there's books with white women that tell whose grandmothers admitted to cheating back in the 40s. So this is
Hmm.
nothing.
There's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing
Yeah.
new. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, women do cheat, even as far as the highest form of cheat. When before we had DNA tests, a lot of babies
hmm
that said it is yours ain't yours.
Yeah.
You
Well, that's yeah.
know?
In most countries, at least a third of the babies, don't belong to the father that's on the birth certificate. So
Okay.
at least
At least.
that's in some places it's been higher. I think it was Jamaica. There was one study where it was higher. It's like 90%, which is extreme. But I think that was just an outlier. But
Mm,
most places around the world, it's at least a third.
a third. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Jamaica. I've know of a few friends that told me stories. There was actually a YouTube channel that a man talked about
hmm
women, especially in the West Indies, especially Jamaica, that they
hmm
will entertain the so-called lower lows of gangsterdom and they will get knocked up by those same men that are going to do time in jail and put the baby on them. And if the man didn't play ball, she goes send the man that she fuck. Say, yo, deal with him. You know, he has to get right back in line, or he was getting a nice hot lead in him. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. So women, and I think when Anthony Taylor asked me which women or which island are the more feminine women, and when I did a quick search, it said mostly Latin countries. It didn't really specify, but that's the thing that popped up. The more feminine women are in the Latin countries like Cuba, Dominican Republic, So I think Dan Sperling got a new girlfriend I think she's Dominican.
She's Dominican.
So they're more ingrained to really what do you call, what's the word, with a man, bond with a man,
Yeah. Well, they've been socialized that way.
Socialized, they were in the greatest generation. Oh yeah, my grandmother cheated on my grandfather. Oh yeah. Yeah. Did your grandfather stay, Anthony?
That was it's more common than you think. Just nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it. Yeah. I mean, it goes around still. But like I said, the reason why it works so much because people were groomed differently back then. Now, well, it's all free reign. You're lucky if you deal with a woman here in this country and you're getting the best out of anything. You're going to have to always think in the back of your mind is, this woman going to turn soft on me? She's going to get bored if I marry her. She's going to say, I want a divorce.
Probably.
Because the country, they make it easy now. Say, you don't have to stay in this. You could just walk away with something, and you're good.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony Taylor said he stayed. Oh, okay. But I think with this new era,
because he cheated on her too. So
I mean, well, it's all fair a little more. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You fuck
that's probably what happened.
Yeah. And the women always hear the story say, "Oh, what he did to you wrong? He did you something." And it's like, damn, you sound like you a perfect angel. You ain't sweetie. You're not perfect. You do some low shit, but because you condition a lot of the men in this community to think a certain way, they always think that is always their fault. If they drop and slip on your pussy, it's their fault. I mean, come on. I tell you, man, women, gotta love them. But like I said, it's going to continue. You
can love them more than stand them. You can't do both.
I tell most ladies, we don't think on love. I say love comes with time, sweetie. If you think you just want just the love right off the bat, you're sadly mistaken.
You can love her. You can be in love with her. She can love you. That doesn't mean she's gonna be faithful, and doesn't mean she ain't gonna be human. So, I found that out. I said I didn't think chick loved me. And damn, she does love me, but that ain't gonna stop her from being her. That's what men have to face. She can love you. She can love you and fuck over you at the same time because that's just her being human.
Yeah. That word "love's" been used too loosely lately. Oh, let me see what Anthony Taylor said. Let me see if I can pull up on here. He was way more upstanding than she. If he cheated, he was discreet. Okay.
Well, you know what? He may or may not have been. Grandma might not have said anything.
Yeah, she probably didn't.
Yeah, she probably didn't.
I
found out a whole bunch of stuff about the older men in my family that I thought that were discreet and didn't cheat, and found out shit. Him, I never would have thought it. Him, him too. So they just stayed together and they worked that shit out. So we don't have that now.
Yeah, it's a different breed. We just, at times that, with a lot of things that go on 50 or 60 years ago before you came around, that, people made ways to work things out still. We didn't I don't think we had counseling back then, but we gone through the bumps and hard times and we made it through. We figured it out, Nowadays, the average attention span for any couple, let's say they even get married or not, they just don't want to stay in it with nothing. If it gets too hard or it gets too hot, I'm out, like this, you know.
Mm.
And you know, the problem with that is children are involved, and then now you as man, you have to move different. I say, you know what? Here, deal with the boy, and if anything, I might deal with when necessary or whatever. Or you know, some dudes say, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'll just give you some money. Just leave me the fuck alone. You know, just go your business. You know, because that's what you want. You know. But I tell you, man, it makes me want to envision. I wonder how long this will take before you know they start cutting back with the child support. You know, not they can't get rid of it altogether, but like say they put certain laws in place that you know there's gonna be a serious cap now, like a serious cap on this. But if you make it in the billions, I just don't see that coming anytime soon. You know, I just don't see it. One thing I heard, and I'm not sure if you did research on this, that one time with the child support thing, it's up to 0 to 18. Now I heard it's up to 21 now. Is that true or false?
It depends on one. It depends on the state,
Okay.
and two, it depends on whether you're married to the woman or not.
Okay.
Vast majority of states, it's 18, unless you have married and you have a different consent decree from the judge.
Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense. That makes more sense, you know, because you know how a lot of people saying things. I said, well, can you validate with some information? You know, because you know, I've been hearing it too, but I never really look into it because I'm thinking saying, you know, the average American is not married like that. So, you know, you're not married. Why are you still owing child support up to 21? You know?
If you're still owing it, it's probably.
I mean, not owing it, but like, you know, still paying. Sorry.
Oh, still paying. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can be owing back child support to people in their 50s.
Okay.
Because the state's after you. But as far as child support to the paying to the woman, it ends at 18 unless you're married, have a dissent decree from the judge, or I think there's might be one or two states where it is 21. I think it's one of those northern white states where I think it's 21.
Might be New York, possibly.
I know New York is 18. I think it's not New York. It's something like Montana or someplace, you know, one of those places where it's 21. It's not one of the smaller states where it's 21, but it's only a couple.
Okay.
I had to go back and look at it, but last I looked at it, I think there is a couple states that it is 21, but most states it's 18 unless it comes from a judge's order.
Okay.
I know a friend of mine, he had to pay. He had to pay child support to I think till the kids were either out of college or to age 21, and because he was married, and it was a decree from the judge.
I see. One other thing I want to shift it a little bit. I did see the what it called voting scam. Did you ever own that book?
Yeah, I bought it when it first came out.
Did it come out in 96 or 98?
I do believe it had to be 95 or 96.
Okay. I was checking out on Amazon, and the date was well, you know, if it came out at 24 years ago, then it makes sense because the video is set what looked like it was in 1996, possibly.
Yeah, 96, and that was I do believe that was after, because I remember getting the book when it very first came out, when he was on radio, and the guy I heard it from. It was like it's one of the first people that actually interviewed him.
Oh, I see. And it's good when you own that book, because when I check it out now to get the PDF itself, I mean not PDF, the actual physical hard copy, you look at almost $200 to potentially $500.
I don't think it's that high. I think you can get a reprint on Amazon. But the original doesn't exist anymore. It's very, very hard to get an original because it's so old. But I think Amazon doing a reprint. Huh?
Have you looked at it on Amazon?
I did check it, and I think the reprint was like $24, $25, something like that.
Shit, I must be looking at something wrong. I was on my Amazon and it said something differently when I looked at it, but I probably doing something wrong. Well, if it's anything around that, I mean, if there anybody, I don't know if anybody in the chat room link could look it up itself, put it there. But yeah, that's interesting. Because I might buy the book just to look through it myself. And you know, that's a library.
Yeah, a very interesting book. When it came out, it was surprising. But even he said if there's going to be vote fraud, it's going to be they're going to alter the machine because
Mhm.
paper ballots are very hard to
Cheat.
cheat with. Yeah, you can be only so effective with paper ballots, which is why most places in the world they use paper ballots. They don't use machines because machines it's too easy to
To cheat.
alter machines. Yeah, it's too easy to cheat with machines. So if somebody's gonna do a widespread voter fraud, it's not gonna be with paper. That's what
Right.
that's the point I was trying to make. And if you actually study it, you ever
Mhm.
see these people that vote and they have their finger dipped in purple ink?
Yeah, I think I've seen the process, but go on.
Yeah, in other words, that it's on paper. You have to certify the the ballot with your fingerprint, and then it's hand counted. So it cuts down on fraud.
I see. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah. But he
yeah.
says
The
it's
original.
lesser. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The
Mhm.
I think they have a reprint.
Okay.
I think it's called Hidden Books or something like that, where it was actually a reprint.
Reprint. Okay. All right. Well, if it's out there, I'll have to probably dig it up to look for it.
Yeah, but the original paperback, which is that one, that's the original one.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can understand why that's high because they're hard to find.
Mhm. Okay.
I think
Okay.
they were called one of the most banned books in America.
I bet you it is.
Did that say 1992?
Oh, you want to share again? Hold on.
Yeah, I think that said 1992.
Yeah, it
Like,
said a year, but let me share one more
yeah.
time. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's supposed to be 96, but let's
No,
share one more.
the video was in 96, but
Well, the book. Well, he said it took him 22 years to write that book.
yeah, because I think it wasn't that long, but he said he was running in the 80s in Florida. Yeah, 1992.
Oh, so it's 28 years old. This book
Yeah,
was
yeah,
came out. Okay, not
almost
bad.
20 years. Yeah, over 20, almost 30 years old.
Yeah, in the next 2 years it'll be 30, but it's 28 right now.
Because he was writing about it, I think in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Because Janet Reno was
Mhm.
I think the district attorney where he was in Florida.
Okay, I see.
I think it was the 80s when he was running.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. Everybody, if y'all don't know, I'll drop the link for those who want to look for this book
Yeah,
itself in the chat room.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because when people talk about whoa vote fraud and it's never been done this way before, and I said, "Shit, you guys, you guys are
they're
silly.
late to the game, man.
Yeah, you guys are silly."
We live in a country that's brought on fees. That's like, so
Yeah, yeah,
everything's gonna be in regards to to for the agenda, the big agenda, for
yeah.
lack of a
That's
better
what I'm saying. They claiming like they've never seen this before. Come on,
word.
man. So you guys are
Mhm.
naive.
Yeah. When I heard about it, when I watched it on YouTube from what you share, I had to watch it again to find the guy went in there and actually filmed what they were doing. I said, "Oh shit, this is
Mhm.
in your face. This ain't no lie, no scam. This ain't no what it called conspiracy theories. That's actually real right there."
Yeah, they
Mhm,
went all over the country, um,
mhm,
documenting the book, and they found it everywhere where they were rigging the machines.
mhm, mhm. Yeah,
So, in other words, he said the punch cards that you use are actually way more easy to cheat with than a paper ballot.
yeah, yeah.
Like what you're seeing with the mail-ins, people say, "Well, the mail is too easy to commit fraud with mail-ins." Well, then you don't know what you're talking about because
Mhm,
because it's the exact opposite.
mhm. It
Mail-ins
should
are
be.
harder to cheat. Mail-ins are harder to cheat with
Yeah.
just because they leave a paper trail.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
In fact, that's what Trump is disputing now is uh, mismatched signatures and
Mm,
wrong addresses and stuff like that. Because there's a paper trail of it, so they're going through them and they're finding them because there's a paper trail,
mhm.
which is not fraud. Spoiled ballots, all kinds of stuff, which is normal. You're going to find that during any election, spoiled ballots, and
Yeah.
which they can you can dispute them, but the thing's going to be a tiny percentage. Like the one they're talking about fraud in Philadelphia, as far as ballots are concerned, There's what they found is like 793 ballots that the judge threw out. I said, okay, here, you know what? Here, we'll toss them. He said, now, did you find any fraud? Well, as of yet, no. Okay. But the thing is, you're claiming there is fraud, but you haven't found it yet.
Okay. Yeah, you can claim something if you haven't found it yet.
That's what keep people yelling. Well, there's fraud and it's cheating. I said, okay, if you found evidence of cheating, and the guy that's complaining about it is the sitting president of the United States, who has all kind of law enforcement at his disposal, and if you found it, you mean he can't do anything about it? Come on. That's silly to me.
Yeah, it's silly to me too. Yeah.
I said, if he's just a candidate, he's running against the president, losing, I can understand, because the president can block that stuff. But if it's the other way, you're still the sitting president. You got FBI, CIA, NSA, all the kind of experts you can throw weight at if you want to. But
you got the output club in your disposal.
It's your disposal.
Yeah.
If there's cheating and you can prove it, then you got federal judges, all kinds of stuff that you have at your disposal. So basically, if it's their big time fraud like you're complaining, and you can't find it and present it to a judge, I don't believe it. So
I agree. Well, like I said, Trump, good luck for him to fight it. I don't know how much success he's gonna get in that, but like I said, this is already gonna be moving a different direction now. I predict, and this is just me, and I could be wrong, that for the last 28 years we had 2 full-term presidents. Now we're switching after 28 years. So I'm not sure if this is gonna be the norm in the next every 4-year election cycle. We're gonna switch from Democrat to Republican to Democrat, Republican.
I think it depends on the president. I think I never thought. At first, I thought he was very lucky to get there in the first place. And my over under was 2 years. I didn't think he would last his whole term, but he did, which is way more than I expected. But for him to go 8 years, I'm not surprised. You shoot yourself in the foot. It's only so many times you can shoot yourself in the foot and not bleed to death. I
agree. And like I said, the COVID situation kind of made it even more easier for people to decide. I'm probably gonna try somebody else.
Yeah.
And I don't blame people. I have my own views about this serious pandemic we have. I don't talk about my channel because I don't focus on these things. I like to come to the conclusion once everything's settled, then I bring my own conclusion, my view of it. But like I said, it was a hot topic throughout 2020.
Yeah, it's hot topic. 2020 is going to be worse than 2021.
I mean,
the damage has not even started as far as COVID is concerned. It hasn't even started. And as we speak, I keep looking at the hospitals are filling up. So
I heard they said they're going to run some little COVID vaccine on people that already got it already before the end of this year.
They're testing it. They're testing it. But the thing is, even Fauci said, even if you test it, even if it was ready today, you wouldn't be distributed to the market for at least another year and a half. Though they're running trials and they say that they're 90% effective, but even if it was, it has to go to broader testing before it's even released, and then people have to take it. So we talk about at least, if it was ready today, talking about at least a year and a half before it's actually released to the public.
To the public, yeah. And depending on if it's effective, they will force some people to say, if you want to operate or go outside this country, you're gonna have to get that vaccine.
Well, then that's what you have to do. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But each country has their own laws.
Yeah.
So
regardless how people view or feel about this, that they already put things in the bills in place for that. So like I said, if you're a smart person, don't run no guinea pig. Let them make sure they get this on.
Oh yeah, they're offering money for you to take trials because they can't find enough people to take it.
I mean, how much they're offering?
What
was up here, but I ain't want to buy
the amount I saw was about $500.
Oh yeah, they're gonna take that money. Hell yeah.
And nobody can shoot no unknown agent in there on for $500.
I mean, well, you gotta understand, BJ's times getting hard now.
Ain't times ain't get that hard for some
I mean, if you're a
unknown.
black person, you get them those flashbacks. Say, "Damn, this reminds me of medical apartheid."
No, black people. I know people that are homeless that wouldn't take that for $500.
Wow, damn.
They don't trust. Black folks don't trust white folks like that, man.
Yeah, that's it. But they always want to say, "Which one you niggers are gonna take this vaccine?" I gave you this little money. Let's get this little thing sipped up in your veins. It won't kill you. I don't think so. But before we give it to sign this disclosure, so you don't sue us if something happens to you.
Well, yeah, that's automatic. If you're gonna, it's an experimental vaccine, so automatically, if you're gonna take it, there's a chance it's gonna do harm to you.
Yeah. I think I'm good. So
All right.
sit back. Yeah. But like I said, we shall see. The one last thing I would say before I end this is that all this is lined, and I didn't know Biden was the oldest of the oldest president in history right now in America.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 years old. So that tells me, and maybe I'm not giving my predictions. I'll say that going on 2021, that I know what possibly might be coming. But like I said, to people that's not familiar with, they just don't put these what we call two of the lesser evils. Everything's designed put in for a reason. You get me? I think America needs to shift in a different aspect in regards to the world to display and show people that we're progressive, we're not racist. They did this with Obama 8 years ago, and I think they're now going to continue doing by eventually putting women as presidents.
Yeah, they're possible.
And think about BJS. In this country, the average man doesn't want no woman as office president.
Well, they did. They didn't used to, but the vast majority of men alive today have been feminist trained, so they don't care. I think most men alive today don't care. The older men might have a little something to say about it, but most men, they could care less whether a woman is president or not, because they grew up with most of their authority figures, which is teachers, mothers, and what have you, were all women. So they're very good at taking orders from women. They don't really care because they've been trained differently.
I see.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah. I think outside America, what other countries have women president? I know Africa has some. I think Europe. I think Europe had women president, didn't it? Europe.
Yeah. Well, you had a queen. You had a prime minister. You had Germany has a female chancellor. Merkel's been chancellor for how many years now? Angela Merkel. You had I think you had Lagarde in France. I don't think you've ever had one in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Greece is the only patriarchal country left in Europe.
No. Well, like I said, as we're moving more globalized and we're trying to unify, that is trying to keep the illusion going that we are moving in a different change. America is going to probably be the second eventually, and eventually it's going to hit Greece. Not right now, but it's coming.
Greece is way down there, man.
Yeah. I'm hoping, but like I said, if they're moving to change the direction and keep the games going, they're gonna have to move in that direction.
Well, if America is going to be Greece, America is probably, if it's going to be anything, if it hits the skids, it'll be more like the former Soviet Union. A very big country that's dysfunctional.
Oh God, I don't want that shit. We know how it happened to I tell you what, for the Soviet Union, they got some good technology, but I don't know about that, man.
Well, I'm saying that's when they broke up. Yeah, technology doesn't go anywhere. It's just your financial system hits the skids, and for a good, I think it was 10 years they were a wreck. So, and then they got themselves together. But if the United States is going to be anything, it won't be Greece because it's too big and too complex. If anything, if it hits the skids, it'll be more like the former Soviet Union, for about 10 to 15 years, and then little pieces of it may break off, but that remains to be seen. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see indeed. But that would be it.
All right.
I like everybody for listening to today's stream. If you're not subscribed to Chaos Rain, don't you wait for it. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the top bell, for all uploads, live streams, etc. Also, if you want to follow me on other social media outlets like Twitter, please follow me at Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. I also got podcasting, which I eventually will put in the description again. What's this? China and Russia aren't playing that female leadership. You're right. You're right. Anthony. But like I said, like the elder said, we shall see. I doubt those other countries not gonna play with that, especially China. Oh no, China, no, not anytime soon. China got like 1 billion more males than females, so they don't want no woman as no president of China. So we ain't gonna see that anytime soon. But other than that, people, thank you for listening to this stream. And like always, I'll see you later. Look at us. Rain.